It's an interdisciplinary teaching framework with focus on understanding team working. We do a lot of project work, and this all happens alongside our students' core learning in their degree program.
So we started with a premise that engineering isn't just about building stuff or the sorts of definitions you usually get. And we talk about engineering being the art and practice of changing the physical world for the use and benefit of all. You know, a lot of the first few years were very theory-based. We wanted our students to have more opportunity to put those fundamentals into practice. We wanted them doing projects, we wanted them engaging in things that were real and that were going to both enhance their technical knowledge but also their skills, and get them doing that right from the very beginning of the degree. Understanding what engineering is, how it has a role in society, and how it could help them to change the world, do things that would actually really impact on society.
Our faculty is made up of 8 departments, and all of our students experience the IEP in some way. In the first year, that's where the major changes are, because we want to implement that PBL style learning, the skills-based learning, and then the applied maths. This is all while the students are starting to understand what their chosen degree program is all about. So the challenges course is our first PBL experience for the students, and then the scenarios that follow after this are rather different in format. They're the 1-week intensives. Students love it, hate it as well, right? Because they're discipline specific, but they're intense because they don't go to any other classes. They are put in a project with a team that they often haven't worked with before, and they work on a very technical, intensive project. And then our last one is How to Change the World, which again, that's the 9th project. That's the one just before they go in the 3rd year, and it extends their knowledge and their comfort zone, really, because it's a socially driven problem. It is, how do you impact the people that have or are affected by these really wicked challenges like poverty, like water pollution, like materials and how to recycle them, and waste that is part of how we live. Those projects are really connected to the UN sustainability goals. So we are asking them to contribute in a very different way.
What are the students doing that's different now in the new programs from the programs they had before?
Well, I think the most significant change is the amount of project work that the students do. I mean, it's really unique that in the first 2 years, all of our students do at least 9 projects, which are different lengths. They have very different assessments, very different student experiences. But we call this the spine of project work. And really what it allows our students to do is put into practice that learning of not just their core technical knowledge, but also the skills that we want them to practice. Both those professional skills, so things like communication, obviously team working, because that's the environment in which engineers work, but also their leadership skills, critical thinking, analysis. The Math Lab gets embedded into the projects because that's how we teach math now, right from the beginning. It is putting that programming language in their hands as a tool. And of course, the discipline or the robustness of their chosen degree program is still there, and it is in partnership all through this spine of projects, and actually the learning of what engineering design is.
So how do students react to this different sort of teaching?
Actually, I think our students are rather conservative because they expect to come into university and be taught by a professor at the bottom of the lecture theatre. This active learning environment that we put them into from the first day, it is rather uncomfortable. But I think at first very daunting, perhaps a little bit scary of this new learning environment. But I think relationships grow, their confidence builds, and even the ability to practice and put to use their technical knowledge is really what shines at the end of the day. I think the other thing too is that the IEP is now the systematic change. So it's across the curriculum, and we put in opportunities for that non-traditional teaching. So the PBL alongside skills-based learning, getting our students to cross those silos of discipline-specific learning. There are pieces from this in the way we've structured it that can really actually be used in other institutions.